Alright, welcome back. We're still doing more of Avernum 3 Ruined World, of course, so now we're going to explore the ruined town of Colchis. And of course, the first thing we encounter are going to be slimes. It's strange that the stable has a secret room in it. It's a stroke of luck that survived the attack of the slimes. The walls seem to have been reinforced. Perhaps once something valuable was kept hidden back here. Smuggled goods, perhaps? The spirit seems to be struggling to remain in this place. It wavers and warps before your eyes. It is so unstable that you can barely hear anything about its shape. Fortunately, it's not hostile. Why are you here? The words are a whisper. It is clearly struggling to form them. Help you. Help me with what? Its speech trickles out, one pain word after another. Your foes are strong. You are the only force up to battle them. Wish to give aid. Can do little. I made this room to wait for you. Have found gifts. What sort of gifts? Where? It wavers. Two things hidden in ruin. One in pillar, one in anvil. You take note of this. Can make you avatar against the slime. Now must depart before I am discovered. Wait, who were you? What happened to you? Why are you helping us? It tries to say something else but fades away. You are left alone in the room. Okay. Okay, nothing like taking out some slimes. This poor town, though. I hope a lot of people were able to abandon it before the slimes really, killed a lot of them. Obviously, that ghost was someone that was killed, though. At least we have an edge over the slimes now as far as combat goes. Oop. We are pretty strong for them. Yes, let's go ahead and get those items as much as we can. Oh, looks like we have some wall slimes in here too. I still haven't actually looked up how to say that though. But wait, this is where we're supposed to... There is an anvil in here. We're supposed to get something from it. I'm definitely killing that mob slime. I might be saying that right, I don't know. You notice that the floor under this anvil is slightly depressed, as if there is an open space underneath. You push the anvil aside, and sure enough, there is an opening. You peek inside and see an iron helmet. Really, that was it? Just an iron helmet? I remember that in Avernum 3 and also Exile 3, it was actually like a magical item. But hey, at the end of the day, every little bit helps, so... It's not like it's too much of a downside. I wonder why Jeff changed it to where it's just like a standard iron helmet, though. I could have sworn that was a magical helmet in Exile 3 and Avernum 3. What else did that ghost say? The pillar or something like that? Take the ghost advice and inspect the pillar closely. Sure enough, there's a small compartment at the base. You pry it open and find a ring. As you take the ring, you hear bubbling and hissing outside. Looking out to the west, you see the ground starts to move. The grass turns brown and curls out. Several slimes ooze out of small holes in the earth. Oh, great. More BS, as always. Ooh, that is very good. That is good for our mage, though. Oh. We can't put on a ring while we're out there? Really? Oh snap, we actually leveled up from that. I'll train as soon as we get Jordan leveled up. Speaking of, go ahead and put on that frost color band. The road ends here. Beyond this area, the slimes have dissolved stones, leaving a long, muddy morass. Odd. It seems like supposedly mindless slimes intentionally took pains to destroy this road. This valley is infested by more slimes than you thought possible. Viscous goo drifts from every available surface, and there is an eerie lack of any non-slime life, plant or animal. A large collection of the mindless predators waits up the path. They don't approach you. They seem to be guarding the path, moving back and forth in a motion eerily like a patrol. As soon as you start moving forward, the slime's inactivity ends. They glide gelatinously towards you. These slimes are dead. No doubt there's plenty more where they came from. You are horrified by how thoroughly this mountain has been scoured of life. The slimes even ate the trees down to the roots. Another path of them waits for you patiently on the path ahead, bubbling slowly and emitting foul gases. Alright, more of these. You descend into the slime pit. You have to be careful not to touch anything. Everything is coated with acidic goo, and all available surfaces have been pitted by slimy excretions. This place is dark, humid, and horribly dangerous. Right, let's go in and train real quick. We have one trait. Let's do Negotiator, since I'm going to need to sell my stuff here anyway. One here. 1 point here, 1 point there. You're having to struggle to remain on your feet. The floor gets slicker and slicker the further in you go. The goop is slowly eating through the soles of your boots. You hope you aren't down here for long. The entry passage ends in a large, moist cavern. The ceiling arches high overhead, reminding you of home. However, you have to walk carefully to keep from slipping on the pools of slime underfoot. As you begin to enter the cave, you are ambushed. Slimes ooze from cracks in the ceiling and drop in front of and behind you. You are in imminent danger of being digested. Oh, well, this is joyful, ain't it? The obelisk has several. The control panel features 5 unlabeled buttons. I do remember that control panel, so I know exactly what to do there. So let's go ahead and explore the rest of the slime pit before we mess around with that. For the most part, the slimes are going to be pretty easy to exterminate, though. So there is some pretty tedious parts here. Fortunately, hopefully, want to get rid of the annoying stuff before. This is a long dungeon, so a zombie is shambling towards you. This will normally be disgusting enough. Then you get a close look at it. Its body was hollowed out and filled with living slime. It is an animated gooey horror, bubbling and hissing as it shambles towards you. And the good thing about our frontline fighters here is that they can tank pretty well. Rex, of course, is going to be the one that's going to be able to tank the best, though. Get closer to that point. Right, more javelins, which would be convenient. Because I'm actually shocked I haven't found more energy like potions yet. Although, to be fair, I mean, the slimes have dragged several bloated bodies here. The corpses are from a variety of humanoid species and have been decomposing for various amounts of time. This is a horrifying place, making the rest of these tunnels seem homey by comparison. Okay, so some of these will have loot. You get a little too close to one of the bloated bodies. Your stomach isn't strong enough to withstand it. You feel ill. Well, that sucks. Make sure we cure, though. Dagnabbit again. And I mainly am checking these for loot, though, but it doesn't seem like working out so far. Oh. You know what? Let's go ahead and put this ward on and we'll put that cloak on. And since we have a couple of them, let's just go ahead and do this. So we took quite a bit of damage from that. I don't want to go downstairs yet, though. This basin contains a pool of still water. You think you see something moving just under the surface. Do you peer inside? Inside the pool, you see rapidly changing images of these caverns. There are many tunnels, all filled with dangerous slimes. You also see large green towers of writhing goo, which constantly spit out a stream of small slimes. You aren't sure how many of these spawners there are. Most notably, you see a massive creature, all tentacles and teeth, hauling its bulk back and forth through a huge cavern. The presence of this viewer is evidence that someone created these caverns for the slimes. They couldn't have made this themselves. Okay, I think that was pretty clear. I mean, they're way too mindless creatures to have created anything themselves. Okay, stocking up on more javelins. Again, I would prefer or Celestia that saves some spell energy, but the insignia on their ruined armor mark these bodies as Empire soldiers. They must have been trapped here and unable to defend themselves against the inevitable waves of slimes. They perished. Which unfortunately doesn't look like these are too bad as far as like poisoning us. Okay, we are getting potions at least, too. Even though there's no energy. Not that the slimes are like super overwhelming or anything, but still would be helpful. Okay, we won't be able to get in through there. Did she say encumbered? I thought I saw something that said encumbered or something. Well, yeah, somebody is encumbered. Let me check that real quick. Oh, it's Celestia. Yeah, I don't ever want to lose action points, so let's go ahead and take these leather greaves off of her. Yeah, should have paid attention to that. Again, it's not worth losing action points, so I'm perfectly fine with that. Even though she can wear armor, it's not like I need to train her in like strength or anything. The cave walls to the west are surprisingly clean of slime. It is as if the goos, mindless as they are, were hesitant to go any farther down this passage. Well, we're adventurers, so we might as well take a chance, right? And what do you know? We have Spore Beast. Spell barrier. You know what? That might actually work on that. Okay, at least we can put on an iron helmet for her. I wonder if we can use this on here and crack open that barrier. Oh, nice, we can. You find a row of carefully sealed, slime-proof boxes. This is definitely a storeroom of some sort. And it's clear that this room was neither constructed nor magically protected by the mindless lumps of protoplasm roaming these tunnels. Oh, finally we get some energy potions. Golly. That took like the longest time ever to find one. At least we get more loot out of it. We have that. I think I already used that move mountain scroll, yeah. Yeah, we haven't learned it either. Okay, we'll just put that in junk bag since we have a good one already. The slimes in the chamber make no move to attack you. Instead, they're doing something very odd. They seem to be trying to adopt a humanoid form. Each surge is upward, taking on shapes which are crude parodies of the human body. Then, having no skeleton, they collapse. The humanoid shapes melting like candle wax. The slimes then try again. You can't imagine why they would be doing this or how to reconcile it with the slime's apparent mindlessness. Bloop, 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 bloop. At least they're not attacking us. The dissolved body of one of the shambling fungi leans precariously against one wall. It is clutching something in its skeletal hand. It looks like a gemstone. Crystal hardiness. Ooh. Wait, how would a... Okay, so this gives a boost to hardiness. That obviously would go best with my warriors, and not to mention, that would also save me a spell point here. I mean, not a spell point, but a skill point here. Let's go ahead and do it on Rex since he's going to be... going to be one of my tanky people. And yeah, that just gives you a skill point right there. So we will have a little bit more luxury as we progress. Which I like, even though this is a pretty big game here. Monetize magic, though. Interesting. This room contains several slimes. They are sitting peacefully inside glowing stone circles. They seem to be sucking up energy. Your best guess is that the magical energy in the slimes can be depleted and must be restored. Oh, dang. I thought they weren't going to be hostile at first like the other ones, but oh well. We'll kill them regardless. Oh, we're gonna do a shield chain, huh? Not gonna protect you there. Someone has carved a crude symbol in the stone wall here. It's partially obscured by fresh slime, but you managed to make out the sun symbol of Avernum. The markings are recent. Odd. The small subterranean building was probably already here when the slimes arrived. The creatures have been slowly eating away at its walls. They haven't eaten through to the room to the south, but they're getting close. A thin vertical stream of water falls from a hole in the ceiling down through a hole in the floor. When the water has fallen halfway between ceiling and floor, it starts to glow with a gentle green energy. The water makes your lips briefly glow green as you drink. The fluid contains a lot of energy that flows into you and makes you feel warm all over. You feel refreshed. I hate that got rid of my magical ward, but at that same time, we could definitely use the spell points restored. Okay, we got 2 asks there. You can hear low, gurgling, agonized moans. The noises are coming from the cave ahead. It sounds like something being tortured while its mouth is filled with goo. You don't think you're going to like what you see. At first, you think you found a slime eating a wolf. The truth is much more horrible. You realize the wolf is alive and the slime is melting with it. The two seem to be joining into one being. We're putting out some misery. You stick a sword into the rising, agonized being, ending its misery. You then quickly clean off your blade. There is now one less horror in the world. Same thing with the goblin, we're killing it. Okay, we have explored here for the most part, but let's see. Ooh, move mountains. The door is marked by numerous powerful magical runes. You can't figure out a way to get through. This is very interesting. You find a torn scrap of parchment on the floor by the wall, carefully made from pressed lichen. You've only ever seen this sort of paper in Avernum. You find the body of an Avernite. She could be nothing else. Her pale skin, thin hair, and thin frame are clear signs. She could have been from nowhere else. You search her body for signs of her identity, but you find nothing. Her leather armor is destroyed, her bow is broken, and her other possessions are gone. You did not expect to find an Avernite here. You take note of her features. Perhaps an Axamander will be able to tell you something of who she was. Okay, so we got some heavy boots. Got an ash longbow. Yeah, I'm sorry, whoever you are. But at least you had some items we could take. Yeah, could we use move mountains here, though? You enter the innermost room of the ruins and find, in a magic circle, 2 dried out husks. These people were trapped here by the slimes and starved. When you enter, they slowly rise from the ground. They're not quite dead. Miraculously, the Hermit Mage's spellbook has remained safe. Had slime reached it, it would have been devoured in minutes. The mage was a bit of a deranged loner. The book mostly contains bizarre rantings. There may be something interesting buried in here, but you don't have the magical knowledge necessary to pick it out. Agnabbit. Freaking arcane lore, probably. Ooh, what's over here? Oh no, that was the shading. To clear out. Okay, it looks like for the most part we cleared out the area. Although I am curious what's in here, but we don't have a dispel crystal anymore to get through that. Ah well. Anyway. Alright, now would be a good time for me to go ahead and save the game right here. We did explore most of the slime pit, but now we're gonna look into this control panel and also investigate these paths down. I mainly did want to cover the upper level before I experimented with any of that. So with that in mind, it's time for me to save the game right here, but I will see you all soon with the next part of Let's Play.